I don't see him maybe going for Midas, but I think it's going to be a more farm-oriented Void than we were used to seeing, so.
I wouldn't be surprised, though, that if Denial put on a lot of aggression, they might even go for an aggressive tri-lane with this THD.
And that actually could be difficult to deal with. But it looks like they're going to forego that. I mean, Liquid Fire could be really good, but they just don't maybe want to deal with Stomp. They don't maybe want to deal with Disruption. Going against Disruption is kind of frustrating because you think you have a sure kill and then all of a sudden it's gone. It's like it just slips through your fingers. But regardless, this is going to be our second game. The last game of the day. And, well, almost a criminally underwatched series. The first game was absolutely amazing. I know there's a lot of Dota going on today, but, well, for Cloud9, you've got Eternal Levy. He'll be on your face. He'll be on your face of sweat in this top lane. We'll, of course, have a support. Pile I Die playing your Shadow Demon this game. Mid lane, it's going to be Fata playing your Death Prophet in the mid lane. Down bottom, Bone7 on your Tidehunter. And, of course, that leaves AUI 2000 on your Elder Titan. So, picking up some tricks of the trade from Boba, one of his friends, obviously, in the scene.
Battle.
And then on the side of Denial, in the off lane, we're going to have Funzy playing the Beastmaster. In the mid lane, it's going to be Dural playing the Lycan. In the safe lane, Paris on the core Jakiro. Fucking Mad supporting him on the Witch Doctor, and Creo on the Treant Protector.
Yeah, so Creo's going to walk out front looking for the 0-minute rune. Creo should take this. AUI can't really get close. Mad might grab it as well, depending what the... It's an illusion, unfortunately, for Creo. Would have been better if it was a haste or a double damage rune. More so anything, a haste would have just been amazing for him to pick up. But he doesn't have such luck, and he'll have to go back down and just use the illusions to scout everything with. Ward in the jungle will block the creep camp here from spawning. So the pole camp might need to get dewarded. There is going to be an immediate smoke from Mad and Creo. They might actually head top, and I think they're just going to wrap in mid and try to get a kill early on this Death Prophet. DP easily gankable without Witchcraft.
Yeah,
pretty
but
susceptible
the
to ganks.
lane is in a really good position for Fata, so I'm not sure if this gank is actually going to be very fruitful.
They're going to roam in. Creo's here. Leech Seed first level. They do have wrapping around on the backside. Mad's going to come in. There's going to be the cask as well. It's going to bounce the range creep. How unfortunate. There's the Leech Seed. Now the Howl going in for Jaral. Fata buys the TP scroll. He knows he's dead. First blood goes to Mad. Good gank coming in. That was
They
nice.
get that nice, fortunate cask bounce back. So
The range creep.
that was actually a very odd gank. Because the tree popped the smoke. I think had Fata just completely ran away after the tree smoke was popped, he might have been able to live, but seeing that he might have actually... I think he got a false sense of security because of where the tree was, but Cass does end up bouncing back to him, and they are able to get the Leech Seed off and pick up that kill.
It's a good start to be sure. The kill did go to Mad, so he's the one getting the extra gold. Now they're going to head back bottom. And by the way, this is going to be the core Jakiro farming up in this bottom lane, so they really want him to get his Yules early on. And then Bone7 really can't fight in this lane. They have Howl now. The Leech Seed's going to go. He's just going to pop up his Anchor Smash, but Creo's just right-clicking him, and Bone7 doesn't seem to care. He does have the Stout Shield, mind you, but he's still taking a lot of damage from this lane. And this is without Witch Doctor nearby, so... Bone7 getting harassed, a really nice job coming in. I think Mad might throw down a sentry here at the Ancient Attack at some point. Not yet, maybe. Bone7's going to try to get the 2-minute rune. It's not going to find it. Mad will pick up the haste rune, but just forcing up the support to grab it rather than maybe the carrier or the mid laner.
When he does end up
Dire's
avoiding
top
that Anchor
tower
Smash, he's
is
going to
under
get a
attack.
ton of right-click damage onto Bone7 right now.
And he's trying to avoid the second one as well. Bone7 just walking away underneath the tower, and he's going to stay here for a period of time. And now Creo's going to come in as well on the backside. And so Bone7 just get ahead of the jungle. He is level 3. He's got 2 points into the Anchor Smash here, so he can jungle pretty effectively. He's got a stack as well if he wants it, but I think that's maybe not for him. Maybe for the Death Prophet. Actually, he has a medium cap stack he can work with.
Dire's
But
middle tower
as
is
we
under
continue
attack.
onward, it's just a 2.5-minute game with a lot of last hitting going. Obviously, Death Prophet getting off to kind of rough start because of that kill. The death, rather. And actually, Jaral getting up to 13 last hits with only the DP having 9, surprisingly enough.
It's a bit surprising to actually see Bone7 going for this Stout Shield build. I actually would have rather seen a Ring of Protection with all the regen that he picked up, just because I think it's a bit more effective, specifically on Tidehunter, as this doesn't actually stack with Kraken Shell, so...
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. He hasn't picked up the crack chill yet, and I think he's just holding the point because he has the stout shield. So one of the reasons why he doesn't have mana to anchor smash for another 4 seconds. So he's got to be careful. This does give free farm down bottom to Jakiro. His tranquils are done now with 400 gold in the bank. He'll continue to farm up with no problem, no issues whatsoever at this point. Matt and Creo are going to continue to, I don't know, pull, it looks like. And this is going to be a single pull. So they want to put as much pressure on, I think. They were trying to chain, and they missed it completely, actually. So this is going to push in and allow them to get more pressure on the tower if they want. AUI has taken the experience down bottom, so they're splitting up the farm pretty evenly. He's looking for the 4-minute rune. He's actually just walking. He's going to try to fight now on Mad. He has Astral. He has Stomp as well, but I don't think he can really kill him. We could just kind of zone him out. But the 4-minute rune, Mad picks up a DD. AUI has to immediately run away. That's too much base damage coming out from Mad that he has to deal with. And AUI is actually just going to be under his tower. And Mad, the creep wave is pushing in. He can actually just stay here and maybe dive this.
Yeah, they're probably going to look to put on a lot of pressure on this tower, and if Aoi gets too aggressive, he might end up falling.
Yeah, there's going to be the cast going in. It's going to bounce once the double damage, doing some work. Bone 7 Ice Path. This is not a good TP. Anchor Smash is going to go, but he should fall here. Stomp's going to fly in, but Bone 7's still dead.
Oh, and
that was a bit questionable.
As well.
Yeah, he has treads. He doesn't have chrono though. He's only level 5. Mad still has a double damage room, and EE could take a lot of damage here. There is a living armor coming up from Mad as well. EE has to back away. AUI has no mana. He does have mana for an Astral, but not for both Astral and Echo Stomp. And so they want to defend this tower, but EE can't really get close with the Chronosphere. They don't have the damage. They have living armor still. He's going to try to deny this, but I think for the most part, this should be a free tower. And in fact, they're going to Ice Path as well. There's the leech. He has to time walk away. Maybe not. He will use it up in the end, but that was a really weird set of plays coming up from Cloud9.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the EE TP. I understand Bone 7 TPing, you know, trying to delay the push, but I mean, that TP was even a bit questionable. A little unfortunate, just because EE during all that time isn't farming. He's not really getting up all the experience that he wants to be getting, so...
Yeah, and Funzy gets a lot of the golden experience that he was missing out on. It just is returned to him, essentially, in the top lane as well, because they're not putting pressure on him. Well, maybe they are. EE jumps in. There's a bash coming in. Again, no Chronosphere. Had he had a Chrono there, he probably gets that kill, but he's not so fortunate.
I feel like Gold's Denial starting strong in this game, up to about a 3,000 gold advantage at 6 minutes. Experience fairly even at this point in the game. If we look at the CS...
Yeah, it's pretty good. 37 lessons for Raw, and actually 39 coming out. Chikiro has got almost a Yules. He actually just needs his Void Stone, which is kind of ridiculous. So...
Really cheeky by Pilot Eye. He ends up disrupting the Witch Doctor at the rune, and then uses the illusions from the disruption to go ahead and deny up that rune.
Not sure what the rune was. I didn't see it.
It was an illusion.
Okay. Matt has gotten a lot of control. Yeah, it's just making sure they don't grab it. However, Jarrell gets the bounty anyway, so not that big of a deal, I suppose. At least not for him. His wolves have been doing a really good job of not only harassing, but making sure he secures CS.
Paris nearly up to his Yule Scepter. It's 7 minutes in the game.
Yeah.
He's only 400 gold away from this.
He's got to pop the Necropire and try to secure more of it. Take that other kill. And yeah, he's very close.
And he's putting a tremendous amount of pressure on this bottom lane. This tower already down to 900 life with the last Liquid Fire. He's going to go ahead and Liquid Fire that again.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
How does C9 actually defend this? I mean, we talked about how greedy their draft was. They're really strong in the mid game, but in this early phase, they don't really have... Can't really do anything.
This is kind of tough for them. They have level 1 Exorcism, they have level 3 Witchcraft. If they want to try to defend, they might need a couple more levels on Fata. AUI is not really bringing anything just yet. He has Stomp at the least. Bone 7's been in the jungle for a while, just kind of farming him. He's only level 4. He is tied with the Beastmaster, so there's that. They have Chronosphere now, so maybe that's one of the ways they defend. He's got to try to, I imagine, get to a Mask of Madness here.
Yep, and Yule's now completed on Jakiro.
I mean, yeah, that's the problem. I mean, if you don't catch the Jakiro in a Chronosphere, he's just going to Yule's you, and it's going to be, I think, maybe over. will kill the bird. They're actually going to pick up a rune as well. Exorcism is going to fly, and Fuzzy takes a lot of damage from that. Cast goes through. Fuzzy's staying alive, but here comes Geralt. They want Mad, and they might get him. No. He actually stays alive. Voodoo Restoration plus a heal. Pilot Eye getting chased down by Geralt. Nice juke, but I don't think it's going to save his life. One more right click from Geralt. There it goes. He secures the kill, and that'll also secure his Vlad's as well. So 2 for the price of 1 from Denial. Pretty good.
And really well played from them. They not only get the kill onto the Death Prophet, but only losing... Who did they lose there? They only lost Funzy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they lose the offlaner, they end up getting the mid and the support, so really good trade from them. And the Exorcism is burned, so that will be on cooldown for another 100 seconds. And that's 100 seconds where C9 really can't put any pressure on Denial.
I mean, this is where I think you can get away with putting more aggression on this bottom lane. They are rotating back in Witch Doctor here if they want to keep pushing this wave in.
Yeah, I think if Aoi gets Yules at any point, he's probably just going to end up falling.
Well, he's 18 or 800 health. Yeah, Yule's Macropyre, Ice Path, Liquid Fire, Dual Breath probably kills him. Just one of those. One of each. He's going to pop the Macropyre, though, and I think that's just to pressure the creep wave and push this tower in. And AUI's got a tough job against him. However, they are rotating heroes in. Fata, again, no exorcism, but they're going to try to defend this as best as possible. But Denial, they have an understanding. There's a ward here, so they know they rotated, and they barely saw Pili die, and they barely saw Fata rotate. But
the tower is 3 liquid fires from just going down. So we're probably actually going to see that tier 2 falling fairly soon, as Thrall actually makes his own rotation into the bottom lane.
Is under attack.
Oh, Pili Die might be in a little bit of trouble.
They're going to go. He's got a haste rune. They're going to drawn onto Pili Die. He's going to try to TP out. He might make it. The Wolf's actually doing a lot of work, but he still survives. And the tower goes down, so good effort from Cloud9 to rotate some heroes over. But that tower was going to die eventually. It was inevitable.
And it looks like Paris, after picking up that Yule Scepter, is going to quickly start transitioning into a mechanism. Already picking up the buckler and almost the headdress, so he's actually going to have probably something like a 13-minute mechanism Yule Scepter. I mean, that's just tremendous farm. Getting complete free farm in the bottom lane and 2 tower kills as well as a kill. So doing really well for himself, and now they're going to start putting pressure on the lane that EE is farming.
I mean, he's not even at his mask yet. I think it's flying out. Yeah, there it is, but is that going to be enough? I mean, if they want to fight, they might be able to with this Mask of Madness.
Yeah, but I mean, Liquid Fire does remove 50% attack speed, so gonna remove half the attack speed that you gain from that Mask of Madness, and you're gonna be taking additional damage as well.
I mean, if you have to jump in beforehand. Mad's going to get chased down by Foxy. He's got a double damage rune. Crypt Swarm. Voodoo Restoration just does too much work in the early game for a Witch Doctor. It's just, you know, he sustains so effectively with it so that they can't even dive. But
Funzy is level 6 now.
What's Bone 7 doing?
For a kill in the top lane.
Bone 7 has a lot of gold, and he's also level 6. Yule Scepter's going to go. The Ice Path, Macropyre are going to fly. EE can't time walk out. There's the roar. The axes, and EE is dead. He had no points in the backtrack, and this is going to lead into the tier 1 tower. He's the one that gets ganked rather than him being the ganker. So
Radiant structures are fortified.
They're going to disrupt Witch Doctor in mid lane. Exorcism goes, and they will bring down Matt finally. He's been kind of annoying. A nuisance, if you will, to Fata. He's also going for a Yule Scepter. That's going to be a bit late. They do take down the top tower. That's going to be the tier 1 falling. Geralt's taking some Exorcism damage. Pila die again in some trouble, but these wolves actually take almost no damage from Crypt Swarm. It's actually kind of ridiculous. They have a lot of magic resistance. So there's that.
I really like how Denial are playing this early game. Making the correct rotations, putting a lot of pressure on these towers, which you need to do when you have this core Jakiro.
Yules is going to go again. Macro's up in 6. He's not going to use an Ice Path, Dual Breath first, the Medallion as well. He time walks away.
I mean, that's just so obnoxious.
And the Medallion plus Axes is actually ridiculous. It's physical damage coming in. So
it's only level 2.
Yeah, it's not maxed yet, but it's still a pretty big nuke, especially compared and when paired rather with the Medallion. They're going to try to fight on mid. They're going to try to push this in. Fata no Exorcism, as you mentioned, as we saw.
Very importantly, Fata is not able to secure the mid tower with 1 Exorcism, and Tree should just start casting probably after this 8-15 engagement.
There might be a Lord's going to come in. Pili die, Ice Path. They will glyph, but doesn't matter. Pili die might fall. Stomp's going to go. They avoid it. He's still low, and he's going to take a spill. Paris gets the kill. Coming out with Liquid Fire, I believe. They take the tower as well. No follow-up kills, and Cloud9 are just getting out-pressured at this point. It's not even like the previous game where both teams could evenly farm up and have these late game carries. Denial have a lot of early game aggression, and I mean, Parasachka has a Yules and a mech. I don't know when he got that.
And 1,000 gold.
Yeah, where did he get the, like, when did he get the mech? At like 11 minutes? How does this happen? This is ridiculous. Denial are going to take the tier 2 tower, and they might even just keep going at some point. They realize that Exorcism is still down for 22 seconds. EE is not going to come to a fight anytime soon, it seems like. I don't know when you do start fighting.
You need to push out the top and the bottom lanes to limit C9's ability to farm. So, Fata does end up getting his Yule Scepter, and yeah, like I said though, Fata wasn't able to get that mid-tier 1 tower with the first Exorcism, so the Living Armor should start to be used on the mid and top tower to heal them back up to full, just making it that much harder for C9 to get anything done.
And for now, it's going to be used, I think, for them to take Roshan, which is looks like it's pretty
C9
easy.
does have understanding that this is happening. They are rotating some heroes. Are they going to be able to get the steal?
I think it's going to go down. They won't be able to get the Aegis. They jump in. There's the Aegis going in. They do Chronosphere draw, and now EE has to leave. He realizes he's going to get roared. The Overgrowth goes as well. There's the Ravage coming in. Jarral's low. Exorcism is going to fall. He will not have his Shapeshift. And Creo, now they definitely were getting popped by Mad, but Funzy taking the Lincoln from EE. He is done. Jarral and Mad, they're on the backside. Fatsa has to back away. He is low. Jarral coming through as well. He's going to pop the Howl. There's going to be the cast going in on the backside. Mad, Paris, he's alone. Yules, meanwhile, Mech is going to get popped. Bone 7 with the body blocks. Isn't enough. EE right-clicking him as best as possible. Ice Path is going to sail through, but the Anchor Smash secures the kill. And Cloud9, somehow, they just barely get a huge fight going their way. Oh my god. Aegis expended, 4 dead. Gold change of about 3,000 going the way of Cloud9. Huge fight for them.
And it looked like that fight was actually going to be really good for Denial. They sort of hesitated just slightly, so they were able to get the last hit on Roshan as well as picking up the Aegis. EE only catching the Lycan in the Chrono. Didn't really accomplish much with the initial engagement on the Chronosphere, but the Exorcism and Ravage just doing so much work in that fight. And C9 are able to come ahead in that fight, and there we see the power of C9's lineup in the mid game. Once they get these tools, they have the Blink Dagger on the Tide, the level 11 the level 2 Exorcism, and we've talked a lot about the pressure that Denial were able to put on, but was it enough?
That's the question. They're trying to put some more pressure on. They smoke up, and the smoke does dissipate. They get the Scout Hawks going through. They have a couple of Hawks giving vision to them. Actually, the Hawk and the Boar, I should say. And in fact, a couple more Hawks coming in as the other one does die. Fatsa coming in. His Yules is done after that fight. Jarral's still the leading net worth hero right now. He has a Vlad's. He's got a double damage rune in his bottle. He's got Treads. He's got a Necro 2 coming out.
That being said, I think that is the worst place for Denial to fight against the C9 lineup in the Rosh Pit, because they're all going to be very clustered. It's very easy to get a good Ravage, and Exorcism just does so much damage. But I think in these straight-up pushes, Denial will have a much easier time combating the team fight of C9.
And all the outer towers have been taken. They have no Aegis. They will have Shapeshift. I don't know. They're looking like they want to keep going here, but I don't. They might go up to the high ground now and force some rotation. Stomp's going to go and stop the push for the time being. Shapeshift is going to go for Jarral. He wants to put as much damage with this double damage as possible onto the tower. And DD going in. Now the Chronosphere onto 3 from EE. The Massive Madness. Jarral getting low. The Earth Split of the Roar. Onto the Tidal. They blow up Jarral. He's the only one to die, but here comes Fatsa. The Death Ward's going to go. There's the Overgrowth. Fatsa getting low. Fatsa is going to fall. But there's the Blink Ravage from Bone 7. Creo is about to fall as well. He might go down. AUI 2000. He's trying to right-click him. Now here comes the Spirit. The Stomp, not going to go. It will get charged up. No, he cancels it. Funzy ends up getting blocked up by the illusions. The Axis will go. He has to time walk away, but already this is C9's fight. They've pushed them back. 3 are already dead. Creo does have his Invis. He's going to come out of it. They will spot him out. They don't have detection, not on AUI anyways. Bone 7 jumps through, uses the Anchor Smash wildly, does not catch on anybody. And Creo backs off, as the rest of them will make it out, but big fight again from C9.
I don't think Denial are playing this correctly. I feel like when you have this Jakiro and you're sieging the base especially, you can just use the Necronomicon units, use the wolves, and just constantly liquid fire the tower and kill it with summons and the howl. And instead they try to hit it with 3 heroes. They get caught in a 3-man chronosphere, and the fight just goes disastrously for them. And I think they only get 1 more of those, and then I believe C9 will have a commanding advantage. So looks like they are going to rotate back to the top lane, knowing that both the Exorcism and the Ravage will not be available for this fight. Chronosphere is most likely going to be available by the time that they get to top lane, and this is Denial's chance to really put on the pressure.
I mean, like you said, they have to get something done
Radiant's
here,
bottom
but
tower
I don't know if
is under
popping the
attack.
shapeshift and going up to the high ground with the double
Radiant
damage rune is going to do it for
structures
you,
are fortified.
as you mentioned. So
Yeah.
it's going to be tough. It's a tough for both squads. Yulsifter goes in, defensive disruption. There was no ice path ball. Really good play from Pilot to make sure Paris doesn't get the ice path macro fire. I mean, Bone 7 was up the high ground. Anchor Smash goes, he pops the shapeshift again. The cast, the Death Ward, Bone 7 already dead, buys back immediately. The sleep goes in, Fata, but there's a 4-man chrono coming in. The Earth Splitter does so much work, but where's the follow-up? The silence going in. It's onto a couple of heroes. Now the blink, no Ravage, but the Anchor Smash does so much damage. Jarrell still alive. He's going to try to get out, but here comes Bone 7. Ravage up at 25, no Exorcism. There's the Roaring to Fata. Do they have the damage? I'm not sure. No Death Ward, the cast coming at Jarrell. He doesn't have Shapeshift. Great Yulsifter defensively from Fata. Backs away. He's still got the urn. It's on to, actually, that's a negative urn charge going in, but they will not chase further. Bone 7 has Blink Ravage in 10, but they will push them back. EE did go down, not forced to buy back there. Great Chronosphere again. Eternal Envy making sure things stay about even. 2 kills, 2 buybacks.
So only
Wow.
Bone 7 was forced to buy back, correct?
I think the Tramp bought back as well to get living armor off. He might have saved somebody.
Okay.
I'm not sure who, but instead he bought back, so.
I mean, I really, like I said, I think Denial are actually just playing this wrong. And I think it might actually be too late to rectify their mistake. I think they really needed to acknowledge how they're supposed to siege this tower with the summons and the liquid fire. And when you do that, you're not putting any heroes at risk except for the Jakiro. And Jakiro's only at risk every 5 seconds for about a half a second when he's running up to... Oh, looks like they are going to find the treant.
So he's still Fisher. Yeah, he's actually just dead. He broke the smoke, but that's a small price to pay. He's down for 34 seconds. They're going to try to split push in the meantime. They're looking for Fata. Roar is available, but the rest of the heroes are rotating back around for Cloud9, so they're not going to go for the kill. And they just are going to sit in the jungle and try to farm.
Yeah, and at this point it might actually be too late to go for a push where they just use the summons and the Jakiro spamming liquid fire, because I think Jakiro might actually just die in a chrono at this point in time.
Yeah. If he walks up and he tries to liquid fire anybody, he's just going to get either Yules or Ravaged or Chronoed, one of those 3, and then they're going to get run at.
They do have the book 3 now completed on Jarrell. I believe it was a book 2 in the previous engagement.
Yeah, it was. He picked it up. Oh, well, hold that thought. He actually is going to get stopped as well. The sound's going, his shapeshift is going to get used, but there's the Chronosphere on the edge. Jarrell is just dead. The Earth Splitter going in, and, I mean, that's more than enough damage to kill that Lycan. He's dead for 50 seconds now, and they're going to push down. They want this tier 1 tower top, and Fata is making a beeline for it. Fudgy will take back towards the tower. Ice Path coming in to stop the pressure. Fata coming through. Exorcism is done at about, I'd say, 10 to 15 seconds. He really wants to put as much damage as possibly can on his tower. And the Living Armor is bringing it back up, and Exorcism is done. And they don't have a creep wave. And they're actually going to TP home.
Yeah, and if we look at gold, it's about even now on the side of Cloud9, and a huge experience advantage, 5,000 in the favor of Cloud9 at this point. And these teamfights are just getting harder and harder. I think they have to make something happen right now while the Chronosphere and the Exorcism are on cooldown.
It feels like almost Denial are rushing. Almost scared to a certain extent with these engagements a lot of the time. Not to say that they're still in that bad of a position. We talked about it. They're even in gold right now, but the Faceless Void's going to just become even more of a problem. And already you can see the split pushing coming in. Luckily they have a treant, so they can get away with, you know, just all going top while they split push. So I think the Astral and the Stomp has been pretty big. It's been pretty impressive to watch. And
Radiant's middle
AUI
tower
has been
is
doing a
under
nice
attack.
job getting these Astral and these Spirit Stomps coming in. Without those, I don't know if this game's as close as it is. And more so than anything else, it's the Yules, the Chronospheres especially that are coming out. Mode 7's had some great Ravages as well. They're going to get stomped up again. This time it's only Paris. Blink Ravage is going to go. Bone 7 the initiator. Jump in. Chronosphere onto 2. Giral, he's going to take a spill. No living armor. There's the overgrowth coming through. Earth Splitter onto 2 as well. Matt's dead. They're looking for more. Creo's getting chased down. Bone 7 hammering away with his giant ass sword. There's the Gush coming in. And on the other side, there's the Yule Scepter off onto Paris. 4 steps up onto the high ground. TP's away. He will make it out somehow. They didn't have vision there. They had no idea he was TPing out. But in the end, again, Cloud9, they do expend everything one more time, but they do end up getting a 2-for-0 exchange out of it, which actually gives them 1,000 gold.
I think that's the beginning of the end. I think Denial is finally running out of gas. It's really unfortunate that they're losing this, because they played so well the first 10 minutes of the game, and then they just mis-executed these base pushes. I think it actually started with that Roche, when I think that was the first time the fight really started going the way towards C9. Maybe instead of going for a Roche attempt, they should have just gone for a base push.
Yeah, that was, I'm not sure. They could have gone in. They had an opportunity where it looked like he wasn't ready to fight yet, and they could have gone to the high ground and maybe put some damage on the tower. And had they taken a tier 3 in the process of that, then they might be in a better position.
Yeah, but now they're just...
They're actually on the back foot.
Chronosphere Earth Splitter combination doing so much work in these last few engagements.
This is why Elder Titan's good now, right?
Yeah, they actually can't deal with even 2 of the ultimates being available for Cloud9. In that last engagement, there was no Exorcism available, and they still got wiped, so...
I mean, we're talking about 4 ults that are actually just ridiculous.
Yeah,
the only thing that's really not there is Shadow Demons.
Yeah, I mean... I think the window for Denial has finally closed, and it's not like they really have anything to fall back on into the late game. Sure, Lycan's good, but, I mean, against a Void, Death Prophet, Elder Titan Tide, not gonna be too effective.
It would be a lot better if they had no way of shutting him down from running away, like stopping him in his tracks, and that's actually just... He can't escape. There's too many things. I mean, like, he could shapeshift, but it's better that he shapeshifts for the engagements rather than shapeshifting to get away at this point, because honestly, he's not getting out if he dies, or if he gets caught out, rather. She's just going to go down, so... The Blink Dagger now done for Funzy, that's great and all, but I don't know how much that provides. They haven't been able to initiate. It's sort of similar to the last game, where they're not the ones initiating. It feels like they're the ones getting initiated on. So Cloud9 have, again, better fighting potential. And this seems to be the case of 6.82 in general. It's less about pushing down all the towers like it was in 6.81 at TI4, and more about farming up as fast as possible or getting enough farm to be effective in these early fights. And, I mean, it got pretty close. Denial are not dead yet. It sounds like we're reading their eulogy, but they're not dead. They still have a long way to go before Cloud9 take this game, although... A lot of life for Cloud9 now. If you look at the graphs here, it's still pretty even in net worth. Experience-wise, there is an 8,000 experience lead, although it does zip up for a moment as the do start to farm evenly. But there's a Heart done. There's a Aghanim's done now. Aghanim's for E, Heart for Fatsa. He'll probably not die now that he has not only that, but a plate mail.
Yeah. Aghanim's actually a really intelligent pickup from E. I mean, we've seen in these engagements, the thing that has kept C9 in this game are these ultimates. So increasing not only the duration of the ultimate, but more importantly, decreasing the cooldown from 90 to 60 at that level 16 ultimate is going to be really important for them.
Axe of Fire, Ravage goes, only onto Paris, it might be worth it. Chronosphere onto 2, they force him into the Chrono. Although not doing much damage, as Paris has living armor, doesn't matter. They absolutely get the kill. Funzy gets permabashed, and it's a double kill for Eternal Envy. And that's just, it's easy. It's easy for them. Buyback coming in. Giral is actually taking Roche in the meantime, and he might actually take Aegis here. Exorcism is going to go. And Geralt is, he can't even get Roche. Fata just steals the Aegis. He takes Roche and the Aegis. The Exorcism is blowing up. The Death Ward is not going to do anything. Immediately getting stopped as he's blown up. Double kill for Fata. Gush out. And if they get this kill, I think they might just call GG. EE going to jump on top of the Lycan. 4 dead. And now it's just C9's time to push down all of these towers, which luckily for Denial, they still have 2 tier 1s left. And at least Paris is alive. He might make a beeline to the top lane and try to push into this tier 3 tower. And that might provide them some comfort away from the pressure of Cloud9, but even that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's about as bad as it gets. Not only do you lose Here's top lane, you're about to take Roshan, and then it just gets swept from under your feet. Like, Fata just steals Roche and the Aegis. It wasn't even a stash. It was a stolen Roshan and a stolen Aegis.
Yeah, the Yule Scepter really well timed. I mean, and he does have Chrono again.
They're gonna kill AUI, it looks like. He's low. He doesn't have a mech. He does have a gem, so that's gone. Funzy picks that up. He was actually TPing away, but he picks up the gem. He was gonna TP and then obviously pick up the gem with the empty slot, so he does that. And nice play. They do get the tier 1 tower in the meantime. They should have another gem coming soon if they want to buy one. I don't know why I'm clicking there. Just click on the shop and see. It's actually not available for another 5 minutes, so they'll have to find the gem of Funzy. I think that might have been AUI's gem. I'm not sure. No, I think it was Funzy.
I'm not sure who had it originally.
It was AUI's gem, yeah. That was the only gem that's been purchased, obviously, so. Yeah, they can't purchase another one for about 6 minutes or so. Bone 7's already building to a refresher. And I guess Cloud9 are just, there's no real pressure anymore for them to try to fight. They'll just keep farming him until they've eventually choked out Denial.
So if we look at the item progression for Denial, we have the Aghanims completed on Witch Doctor, so that is a big item for them. They are going to scout out Fata in the top lane, but that doesn't really do too much. Shiva's now picked up for Fata, so this Death Prophet actually going from having a really rough start. I think he finished his Yules at about 15 minutes. So he had Yules phase at 15 minutes, and now at 30 minutes having his Shivas and Heart fully completed. So, I mean, really like, nice comeback for him.
3 or 4 1-team fights plus a bit of CS is going to do that to you, I think.
Yeah.
It's actually absurd how much farm Fata has gotten. And he's only getting more farm as the game progresses. Stomp goes, I don't think it hits anybody. He's split pushing bottom, so he's just going to be looking to find a tower. He has an Aghanim Scepter now. I don't know if he's got enough damage on his own to kill Geralt.
Because he would also get free armored. So.
Yeah, I don't think he's got enough. He needs more right click. Funzy's getting brought low. The Gush coming in. The right click. The Ash is going to come through. They don't need the Spirit. They're going to get the Gem back, and we'll see. I think maybe Bone 7 pick it up.
Okay,
or they're just going to give it to AUI.
He bashed him like 4 times before the Chrono, so I guess he doesn't have enough damage.
Oh, I didn't even see that. He kills him. All right, we got our answer to our question. Well, I mean, if you get that kind of RG, I suppose you have enough damage, yeah. He actually did take some from the backlash. He didn't get backtrack for it. The last will, I guess, for the...
top tower.
Also, I don't think any living armor came out, so... And 2 falling for Denial. I'm just not sure what they can do anymore to come back and win this game.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's a tall order, to be sure. They still have an opportunity. Highlight Eye is going to disrupt and find fucking Mad. He's got a Soul Catcher. There's going to be the Demonic Purge, the Cast, Gush from Bone 7. He comes out of nowhere with the Blink Dagger. Living Armor's going to keep him alive, but Fata just comes in and blows him. Like, he literally just throws a Crypt Storm in his face and actually just says, "How are you?" and kills him. So, I mean, they're losing supports, they're losing cores, they're losing everybody at this point. They're split pushing for Cloud9, they're trying to take multiple towers across the map.
And it's not even like they can look for engagements while this Chrono's on cooldown because they have an Aghanim.
Well, they're going to work Highlight Die, and this might be a kill that they can secure. It's going to go. Funzy and Creo do avoid it. On the backside, here just spots the Exorcism. The Overgrowth is going to fly. I think they might be able to get only 1 kill out of this, and it's just going to be Creo. The tower is going to fall. It looks like they're looking for more. There's the Ravage. They're going to get 2 out of it. Bone 7, he ravages up Paris. It's a double kill for Fata. They're going to head down to the top lane. They're looking for more. Geralt on the backside, he's getting chased out. Shapeshift Silence is up a little bit too late. No Yule's there. The Yule's is there for AUI, but he's too far away, and actually Geralt is just going to be able to run his ass out of there. And it looks like they will make their way towards the tier 2 push mid. They will have a Witch Doctor coming back in. Fotz's ult is now down. Chivas is going to go. No Ravage. Bone 7 has that down guard in 22 seconds. Gosh, Funzy, you are in a bad place. Stomp actually connects, and he's going to get anchor smacked and right-click to death, so... Mules, they're actually looking for more. There's no silence. Gush is not there for a second. There's anchor smash. Gush is going to go. Crypt Swarm, right-click, dead. Bone 7 is dominating, and they are just...
So, at what point do you call GG? There's almost the refresher completed on both EE and 07.
Middle tower has
Yeah, refresher actually completed on EE, so he has Aghanim's refresher on Void.
I mean, if they lose
10
Rex here,
seconds of draw, and
they're
that's
going to call it now.
That's
That's it.
actually 12 seconds.
That's too much to deal with this Cloud9. They get back on their feet after 15 minutes of somewhat decent pain being inflicted by Denial. And Cloud9 just showed them that they've got the better late game. Eternal Envy hits some big runners, so...
No. I would say a bit of
You got it.
misexecution coming out from Denial on the base pushes, and possibly even a bit of odd decision making as far as going for the Roshan instead of going for a base push. When you're that far ahead and you look at C9's lineup, you have to say to yourself, how do we lose this game? Because they were about 10,000 gold ahead extremely early, and I'm sure if we had a stats man, they would say, you know, if you're that ahead at that point in the game, you're probably, I don't know, 80% likely to win or something. And they just took a Roshan fight. You know, the Chrono wasn't even that spectacular in that fight, but they were just in such a choke, and the Death Prophet level 2 Exorcism as well as the Ravage just did so much work. I think they traded 3 for maybe 1 hero. I don't even know if they traded.